Hello everyone! In this project, we will be making a challenging racing game. The player can control the car by pressing the arrow keys. The car will speed up by pressing the up arrow key and the down arrow key. The car will automatically slow down once the key is released. Let's get started. Create a new project and delete the existing sprite. Draw a new backdrop. Convert to bitmap mode in the drawing area. Select the fill button, choose a shade of green. Now click on the drawing area to paint it green. This type of color filling can only be done in bitmap mode. Select the pen tool and choose a shade of gray color. Make the thickness of the pen to 100. Use this pen tool to draw a racetrack. Start with a straight section and then add curves and turns to the track. Loop the track back to its beginning. Add a vertical thin red line at the top to denote the start and finish positions. You can add more decorative elements to this track. I'm adding white lines as a lane divider. You can add trees, traffic cones, and many more things. The only thing to keep in mind is to not use the red color of the finish line and the green color from the background. Now let's add a car sprite. Resize the sprite from the costume section. Make it smaller and decrease its length so that it can easily go through the track without touching the green section. Place the car in front of the red line. The design for our project is ready. Let's make the program to control the car across the track. Make a variable called max speed, and turn angle. Give initial values to these variables. Set the max speed to 10. Set the speed variable to 0 as the car will be standing still until we press the up or down arrow key. Set the turn angle to 90 degrees. This is the default direction of a sprite in Scratch. Add forever loop and add if-then-else block inside it. From the sensing section, take the key pressed block and add it to the if block. Select the up arrow key. Inside the if section, add an if block and check if the speed of the car is less than or equal to the max speed. If the speed is less than the max speed, then we are allowed to increase the speed. So increase the speed variable by 1. Add a wait block and wait for 1/100th of a second. Now let's move to the else section. The code written inside the else section will be executed if the up arrow key is not pressed. In this case, let's check if the down arrow key is pressed by adding another if-then-else block. If the down arrow key is pressed, we will decrease the speed to reverse the car. Before decreasing, check if the speed of the car is more than or equal to the negative of the max speed, because we don't want to decrease speed below -10. Decrease the speed by 1 and again wait for 1/100th of a second. Now, if the down arrow key is also not pressed, then the code inside the else condition will be executed. In case of both arrow keys are not pressed, we will bring the speed back to 0. If the speed is more than 0, decrease it. If the speed is less than 0, then increase it to bring it to 0. Otherwise, make the speed to 0. Great! We have made a program that will continuously calculate the speed of the car and update the speed variable. Now we will make the program for calculating the turn angle based on left and right key presses. Create a new stack of program by adding another when flag clicked block. Add a forever block. Add an of block. Check if the right arrow key is pressed. If it is, increase the turn angle by 1 and wait for 1/100th of a second. Similarly, if the left arrow key is pressed, decrease the turn angle by 1 and add a wait block. Now we are ready to apply the values of the speed and turn angle variable to the car. Create a new stack of program. Place the car as close to the red line without touching it. Add a go to block in this new stack. Fix the direction of the car to 90 degrees. Add a forever block. Add a move block and place the speed variable inside it. Similarly, add point and direction block and add the turn angle block inside it. Run the program to test it. Next, we will program the behavior of the game when the car touches the green color of the backdrop and the red color of the finish line. Make a new stack of program, add forever loop, and add an if block inside it. From the sensing section, add a touching color block. Pick the green color from the backdrop. If the car touches this color, stop all the other program and then add, say, block. Inside the say block, add a message saying game over. Add go to block and point and direction block to bring the car back to initial position. At the end, add stop, all to stop the entire program. Add another if block and add a touching color block from the sensing section. Select the color of the finish line. If the car touches the finish line, stop all other program and add a say block and add a congratulatory message. Stop all program at the end. Run the program and test if these two features are working. We have completed all the necessary steps. Try playing and completing the game. The game is quite challenging, so I am speeding up my try. As a practice, add a feature of measuring how long the player takes to complete the race. This will allow you to compete with your friends. Good luck.